Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Media Chop Up Podcast. I am Serge, aka Sergerilla, and I'm joined by my brother from another mother, aka Mr. Nice Guy, Rick.
What's going on, man? Welcome to episode 8. Today's topic is brought to us by my good friend here, Abby. We're going to be talking about actors who do their own stunts. What's up, Abby? Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
How's it going? How's it going? I appreciate it. Be an honor being here.
What is it about the stunts that you like, man? What is it about this topic that you like?
I'm always a fan of stunts and you know, like actors performing their own stunts. That's something that is, you know, it's unique because you don't have a lot of them performing their own stunts.
Right.
Most of them are old school guys. Like I said, Jackie Chan is my favorite. But most of them are old school, like Jackie Chan, Brad Pitt. You know, like there's a lot of people that perform their own stunts.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, do you when you watch a movie, do you like research and find out what was real and what wasn't?
Yeah, most of the time I do.
Because,
I like.
Good. I'm sorry.
Now the thing that I like is I like to explore how they do it, how they perform the movie, how they like how they make all this stuff to get the final result.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a lot of tricks, and it's funny how it may appear a certain way. Like even if they don't use CGI, they have these tricks. Like for example, one of my favorite movies is Point Break with Patrick Swayze and
Keanu Reeves.
I was thinking of all his other characters' names, right?
Neo.
Neo. I was thinking of everything, right? And in that movie, have you seen that movie, Point Break?
Yeah, I've seen it. This is
action movie, surfers jumping out of planes. Great movie. If you haven't seen it out there, definitely check it out. Classic movie. I remember seeing that in the movie theater. But the whole point was there was a lot of action sequences where they were literally jumping out of planes without parachutes and whatnot. And at one point I heard that somebody jumped out of a plane with a backup chute, and the backup chute is not as big. You know, the backup chute is only supposed to come out if your main chute doesn't come out. So for the shot, for some reason I was thinking that that Keanu Reeves was jumped out of the plane with a backup chute. But then when I read into it, insurance was like, we're not paying for this movie. But Patrick Swayze actually had his license to jump out of planes. He jumped out of planes numerous times. So in the movie, he put it into the contract that he at least gets to jump out once. So towards the end of the movie, when he left them in the plane and he looked back, he said, "Vaya con Dios." That's when he basically he did his own jump at the end of the movie. But otherwise, all the jumps were actually tricks with the camera, where they had him hanging and they had wind machines and different things and different angles. And to the naked eye, I had no idea. So I think that's cool that those tricks out there exist, but it definitely had me fooled.
Yeah,
definitely.
So yeah, man. What are some of the best actors that you think are doing their stunts today, Serge?
The legend, obviously Jackie Chan.
I think he's on the top of everybody's list.
He really is, and he's been doing it for a very long time. And as I've been researching him, I realized that a lot of people, a lot of these movie companies have allowed him to do some crazy ass shit. Like that they shouldn't. Like he could have freaking died, bro. Like we'll talk about it later. But Jet Li, Sylvester Stallone, man. Sylvester Stallone has literally broken his ribs. I think his ribs went into his chest at one point. Like real life punches. Like in Rocky IV, he had to go to the hospital. He there's so many out there, but I think on top of my list would be those three right there.
Yeah, man. What do you think with the actors having the luxury of a stunt double, why do you think they started being more involved in doing their own stunts? I mean, directors love it. They love the idea of having, not having to use too much CGI and being able to capture the actor in better angles and cameras and stuff like that. But why do you think that actors themselves are taking it upon themselves to actually start doing more of their own stunts?
Well, I think they just a lot of these guys are action junkies. They don't want to be that guy where where all the cool stuff is done by someone else. They want to experience it themselves, whether it be riding in a car. Can you imagine how many Fast and the Furious scenes are not the actual actors?
Oh, you can tell.
But they're not going to be able to perform those acts. There's a lot of great car movies too. The Transporter. I can't even think of all of them off the top of my head, but I think they just they want some of that. Let me get some of that. Let me drive that. They want to experience it, and just like anything, right? Mm-hmm. These stuntmen, they go to school, they learn how to fall, just like wrestlers and so on, and if they can learn those same points and do it themselves, so definitely.
Yeah, they have a lot of training, and I think that when they want to do the stunt themselves, they just want to, perform something that is real, that the people see that is them doing the action.
Yeah, definitely.
It's an actor being, it's an actor being wants to be true to the performance. They take that's taking their acting performance to the next level. It's a sense of pride for them. It's like
that like this guy, the Rock, Dwayne Johnson. He says that I want the people who are paying to see me.
Yes.
So I want to give them that feeling that that's how he do it.
I definitely respect that. One nut definitely worth noting would be Tom Cruise. That dude's a maniac. Like a lot of the things he's done.
I think he's a stunt junkie. I think
he is, and he's been doing it since the beginning, since Top Gun, riding the motorcycle, and all his different things. Especially in his action movies now. He takes those motorcycle riding and everything, and helicopter, and he's a maniac. I give him a lot of credit. And if you think about it, it takes even more talent because they have to act while they're doing it. Exactly. Like they can't be like on the helicopter and controlling it. They got to be like, like you got to show the action of whatever the scene shows and stuff like that.
You got to live it. You got to live it.
Absolutely. They got to sell it. And the camera got to catch it, and you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, let me pull this up. One of the guys from our room sent me this, and I just thought it was so funny. I'll give you his name. Hold on. I don't have the. In fact, I haven't even been paying attention to the comments. So you pay attention to the comments for me if you don't mind.
Yeah, right. It's nothing right now, so we're good.
Okay.
It's nice and quiet.
My guy Jose Otero.
Okay.
He sent me this. He sent us this in the room. Actors and stuff, right? So you see all these guys with their stuntmen, and then you see Jackie Chan by himself, which obviously says enough. It says that Jackie Chan, he doesn't believe in the stuntmen, and he's like, I'll do this myself.
Yeah.
That dude's a maniac. God bless him.
I like the way he works.
He's a legend, man.
The way he thinks.
Absolutely. He's a legend. Bruce Lee's a legend. Like these guys have a certain mindset, and they take it into life. It's not just perfecting your craft, the martial arts. It's a way of life. It's a way of living. Yeah. And I respect it, man. Even though Jackie Chan's English still isn't that great. But
it's good enough for comic gold, though.
I love that guy. Yo. He can say anything, and it sounds funny because of the way he puts his sentences together.
Yeah. So, what do you think are some of the pros and cons of doing your own stunts from an actor's perspective and from the director's perspective?
Abby?
No, that's they gotta have a lot of talent. First of all, training. Because it's dangerous. I mean, talking about Jackie Chan, I think it was 1986. He almost died doing a movie. I think it was Armor of God, and I read that it was a jump tree. Like he was jumping to a tree, and the first time he did it, it was fine. But to him, he wanted to do it faster, so he tried a second time. The guy that was filming, he told him, "Hey, it's good the first time," and he said no. So he tried a second time, and all the branches broke down, and he fell. And he broke his skull, and it was almost to that point that it almost damaged the brain. So
Yeah, I have a list of all his injuries, and I
Oh
made
no,
I made some notes on the most the biggest ones, and that was definitely one of them, man. And
yeah,
I seen it on video. They show it to you, and sometimes in his videos when he pulls a stunt through, it wasn't the way it was supposed to go, and he'll literally get up and keep acting, bro. Like he's in serious pain, and then he'll whisper to the guy, "Please don't hit me, please." And they'll just run away. Like it's just like, but he's an insane amount of pain. God bless that guy.
yeah.
I would say to answer that question, wait, pros and cons. You said of it?
Yeah, pros and cons.
Con. Tight timelines for filming movies. They got to pay for locations. You got to pay for all types of things, right?
Right.
They don't, they got budgets and so on and so on. The longer it goes, the more money it costs, the more film, etc., etc. So they got to ask for more money from the studio. So somebody getting injured, man, it can really devastate the film, especially if you're the main guy.
It pushes back the production.
Pushes everything, So let alone it being a life altering injury. Sylvester Stallone in Rambo, there was a scene where they wanted to use a stunt double where he's literally on a mountain and he goes down, and he was supposed to I think go down with some branches or something like that, and he's actually hitting the branches, bro. And they kept filming, and he broke his ribs because he was just hitting the trees on the way down, and he's holding on. And they said that when it wasn't him acting, he actually broke his ribs, and he kept going. Like,
that's the one. Which you remember which Rambo that was?
I'm assuming the first one. I saw the video like.
No, I'll try to remember the scene where he's like, I can't remember. He's like holding his rib. I'm like, oh, that's a great performance. Oh my God, he's gonna get an Oscar.
Oh my God, that's one talented actor. Meanwhile,
he's really paid.
Like,
yeah, that's a good Rocky impression. Where you get the lip and everything.
Right there, yeah.
I mean, I could try to look it up, but yeah.
No, I mean,
and share it. Let me see.
Some of the pros I would think is that like I said, actors want to go for that believability, and the directors want to get those really amazing camera angles. Whereas if they're going to use a stunt double, they got to go with real awkward camera angles that you don't see the stunt double's face, so you don't get to see the purity of the film.
You know what I think is so funny though? Now that you say that, the 80s was known for not giving a fuck about hiding those things. Like, in that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie with Alyssa Milano is his daughter. Was that Commando?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So towards the end, he's busting everyone's ass. He's gonna set up some explosions. So there's a big freaking base where everyone's at, right? And things start blowing up, and soldiers or whoever start getting blown up with it, and they cut to a scene out in the open where they blow up some buildings, and you just see mannequins like this. And then they get blown up. And I'm like, Jesus! Like they were like, no, listen, they came to the movie for Arnold. They don't care about the mannequins. So, back in the 80s, they were known for not even like really disguising it.
Yeah, man.
It was hilarious. Let me see. I'm gonna try to look for that thing real quick. All right. So it was actually you guys talk. I think I'm gonna cue it up so I can show it to you.
All right, cool. What do you call it? We went back to like some of the pros and cons, right? We were talking about The Rock doing his own stunts, going for believability, right? And the movie he did, Skyscraper, he did a scene with a UFC fighter, right? And for the sake of believability and selling the scene, he told the UFC fighter to really choke him out.
Yeah.
So in that scene where he's getting choked out by the UFC fighter, that's not an Oscar-worthy performance either. He's really getting choked out, and he almost fainted in that scene. And he had to regain his composure. The UFC fighter's name was Jason Day. He was known as Jason Doomsday because he was like a really big deal in the UFC. If you could find it, look it up. It's hilarious. Even just the image, just look up The Rock getting choked out, and he's like all purple in his face, and he's probably the most retarded face you ever seen on The Rock. And it's because he's really getting choked the fuck out.
Hold on. Let me, I gotta see this face.
Yeah, Skyscraper. The Rock. He said it took him a minute to regain his consciousness and to continue acting. He's like, that scene he did that for the fans. He said he highly doesn't recommend it.
I saw the other day some post that he was the only ones who sold the Stone Cold Stunner, the Stunner.
Yeah,
He was the only wrestler that sold it the way they're supposed to sold it. You know, like
yeah.
Let me see something. Let me see if I can add it real quick. Overlays, yeah. I see the face that you're talking about, and it's funny.
Yeah, that's not. Trust me, he's not that good.
Yeah.
He's not that good to pull it off. A believable getting choked thing. He was legit getting choked out.
He's like, oh shit.
There he goes. That's the one.
He's like, damn, what did I do? What is he really thinking about at that moment? Is he thinking about what he has to go shopping for in the supermarket, or is he like,
nah.
He tapped out? Like he forgot he was acting. He tapped out. All right, that's enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's kind of messed up for that guy to do, though. He was like, all right, I get to choke out the Rock. I'm gonna really get in there. He's like,
yeah.
He was selling it, man.
I sold it. Shit.
I'm not gonna look for this. This is the wrong video. I was gonna try to show you the video with him going down the trees. I'll show it to you another time, I guess. But
yeah.
I saw it briefly when I was looking at some stuff before the show. But whatever. So yeah. So all right. So who's gonna start? Who wants to give their favorite their choice of Hollywood stuntman actor?
And just talk about since Abby's the guest, man, but let him go first. You can talk about Jackie Chan a little bit, whatever you feel about him, what you like about him, why you chose him, some of your best scenes with him, some of the best stunts that are memorable to you.
That Jackie Chan is a tough guy. He had a lot of movies, a lot of stunts, he's a comedy guy. He's got, like karate. He knows karate. He knows, I think it's jiu-jitsu. Yeah, he's mastered a lot of stuff. But yeah, that movie that I don't know if you guys know, the Drunken Master.
Oh, of course.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie, and it's just crazy. And then Rush Hour. He's a guy who can fight, who can have you can keep seeing the movie everywhere. And he said it himself. He likes to like in a fight scene, if he's fighting 5 people, he wants everybody to be fighting him. Like he don't want to, some movies that you got a lot of people fighting one person and they focus on two people fighting.
Yeah.
The other people are just standing there, just waiting to him to knock the fuck out of this guy.
Right.
So Jackie Chan doesn't like that. He's a guy who likes to fight everybody. Everybody has to be moving.
Realism, yeah.
And yeah, that's something that I appreciate. Another guy that I appreciated, Jason Statham.
Oh, he's good.
Okay. Yeah.
He's good. He's good, and he can perform. Like you said the moments ago, the driving skills. He can do a chase on a car. He can fight. He can dive. I think he's a diver. He has something on a diver thing.
Did you know how he was discovered, Jason Statham?
But he was modeling something, right?
No, actually, well, he was involved in a lot of things. I was watching some behind the scenes stuff for Guy Ritchie. Guy Ritchie is Madonna's ex-husband, but he's a great director. He does a lot of movies, kind of like Quentin, where he has all these different people that don't have anything to do with each other, but they find a middle ground, and they all like dealing with each other. So he made Snatched. He made Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. So he actually found him in London selling Rolexes out of a suitcase.
Bootlegs?
Oh.
I don't know if they were bootlegs. I'm not going to accuse him of selling bootlegs. I'm guessing it was, because why would you sell them out of a suitcase?
Exactly.
So Guy Ritchie came across him, and they were talking, and he was very charismatic, and he was like, "Oh man, like you're a solid guy. Like you're pretty big, and you have a great presence." He goes, "Have you ever acted?" I said, "No, but I studied martial arts. I've been in this. I've been in this." He took his information, boom, put him in Snatched, and he was a huge star.
So
did you know? I have a did you know for you guys. Did you know that he was considered for Deathshot in Suicide Squad?
Really?
Oh, no, that I didn't know.
Yeah, he was considered for Deathshot.
Can you picture him playing that role?
I could do it.
Yeah, I don't think. I'm not saying he can't do it. I just sometimes certain roles you don't want certain people to play it, and there's no disrespect to that actor, but sometimes
He is the transporter.
I mean, is he typecasted as a transporter only?
He plays
Not only
he's an action star. Typecast as an action star for sure.
Some people
he got a little bit of funny thing because Crank, the movie Crank, that's funny. That's hilarious.
It was so silly. It was so silly, but it was funny as fuck.
It was entertaining.
It was like I went into this movie like, why do you make this movie? Come on, man, because I didn't think it was like a really good or deep presence.
Yeah, but then he did the second one. It was like,
yeah, but it was funny, man. I enjoyed it. It was nonstop, like, get out of here, and then do the craziest things, and then he had to have sex somewhere in public because
keep the adrenaline up.
Yeah, it's just random, but yeah, I love him. I think he's awesome. I definitely think he's awesome. You got anybody else that you wanted to mention or no?
Keanu Reeves. We cannot let out Keanu Reeves.
Absolutely.
Oh, no.
That guy's a machine.
I think that when I was kind of just thinking about who to pick, I didn't want to just pick someone who just did fighting scenes, because I feel the true essence of a stuntman is to be able to do crazy shit, whether it be vehicles, whether it be jumps, and the fighting. The fighting is hilarious. Yeah. Side note, since you mentioned Jackie Chan, there was a comedian, I don't remember his name at the moment. He does amazing impressions, and he was making fun of Jackie Chan that when he be fighting multiple people at once, he's like, yo, it's all choreographed, man. Check in the mail, fall over my shoulder. And I was dying when I saw that. And I was like, yo, that kind of looks like that. What to do and stuff like that, But I would say if I had to pick somebody, I mean, I obviously would say Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan's amazing. He's a god in that world. And I never realized how many movies he was in, bro.
Oh my god.
So many movies, if you think about it. And it's weird to say this. He didn't really translate to America until Rush Hour.
Right.
Yeah.
He was a mega star, and people here in America watch him for his martial arts, but he didn't cross over into that comedy genre, whatever.
1998.
Yeah, and that seems like so much later. He's been around for so much longer, man. You watch all these old school movies with him in the 80s, and he looks like a totally different person. But so Jackie Chan, Jet Li is amazing. Jet Li came on the scene by storm, and the first time we saw Jet Li in an American film was Lethal Weapon, and for the fighting scenes, he was so on point. The director said, "You need to slow down those moves, man. We can't see them. We can't film them. They're not going to translate well." He had to slow it down a little bit just so they can capture it, and then show it.
Yeah, you're working on Wi-Fi. You have a wired connection.
Who, me?
You're breaking up. You're breaking up a little bit.
Wi-Fi, but I shouldn't have a issue. Let's see if it continues. Yeah. Tom Cruise is amazing. He's done some amazing things. A lot of people have The Rock, Arnold Schwarzenegger, but on the top of the list, it would have to be Jackie Chan and Jet Li.
Yeah.
You know what? We can't leave out the ladies, man. We got some ladies out there who are doing their own stunts. Also, some old school ladies like Angelina Jolie. I did not know how awesome she was. Yeah, she was killing it in Tomb Raider, man. I was watching some of the stunts she did in Tomb Raider, and I'm scared of heights. So like to see her do some of those crazy stunts was like, how is she doing that? Like even with the harness on, there's no way I'm gonna jump from as high as she jumped. Like she did this. I forgot what it's called. It's like it's a ballerina thing with the harness on. It's a part of the movie, and obviously she used absolutely no stunt doubles, and she did that thing herself. And I was just like,
actually, she trained for that, and I think she gained like 15 pounds of muscle.
Yeah,
for that movie.
Yeah, I see this guy knows his shit.
Yeah. And then on top of that, she I think for Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, with Brad.
That was the first movie she did after getting pregnant. Was that right?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think I was reading that, and she went hard on the training for it. Like, there was like, there's no need. You don't gotta kill yourself. We got stunt doubles, and she's like, "Nah, I'll do this myself." And she was just killing herself in the gym, and I respect that dedication.
Yeah, I think one of the things that happened in Hollywood with a lot of actors doing their own stunts is that you started getting stunt doubles who started becoming actors, like Ray Park.
There's a girl from Roadhouse that Quentin Tarantino was looking. He didn't want to look for an actor that did stunts. He wanted a stunt person that can act.
Right.
So I got to look up her name. I don't remember her name, but on that Grind, what's that movie? Not Grindhouse.
Who's in it?
I'll look it up. Hold on. Let me see.
Right.
So she was a stunt person, a car person, and they put her in it. Right. Let me see. Stunt. Zoe Bell.
Zoe Bell.
She was in
Sheena.
I'll tell you right now. I'm looking at her Wikipedia.
Okay.
Career.
Grindhouse.
Yes.
That's a Quentin Tarantino film, right?
Yeah, I had it right, and for some reason I thought it was wrong. But yeah, so she they were driving super fast, and she literally, while from the back seat, climbs to the front seat, climbs on the car, and the girl starts doing like freaking 100 miles an hour while she has belts that are tied to the inside of the car, and she's just holding on. And just for the action part of it, she's just getting thrown around on the hood, but she's holding on. And this is all her, no stunt person, all her, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to see, and that was like the direction he wanted to go for that movie.
Wait, she was originally a stunt double, right? Stunt.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. He was looking for a stunt person that can act versus an actor that can do stunts.
Right.
So
because they were more focused on the action part, so it wasn't actor heavy. It wasn't like she had to do like a romantic scene or something like that. I don't know.
That movie wasn't like his normal Tarantino movies that are heavy on the monologues and all the dialogues between each other that are just so memorable. But it was action and it was cool. But I think one thing that Quentin Tarantino does is he doesn't want to be known for one thing.
Right.
What about you, Rick?
What about me?
Who do you like?
That's what I was talking about. I was talking about Angelina Jolie.
Okay, that's you got anybody else?
Tony Jaa. Tony Jaa was like the second coming of Jackie Chan, man. That guy was pretty damn amazing. He did this movie called Bak. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that one.
Oh yeah, there's like 34 of those.
Yeah, have you seen it, Abby? Bak with Tony Jaa?
I think that's the
Thai guy.
The Thai guy. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and he goes heavy elbows and knees, and it was like he was on the elephant. And
that was another movie. That was Bak too.
Yeah,
I think they have a scene where Jackie Chan and him, like, right?
Isn't I think so. I'm not. I don't think that was Bak, but I think he did do a movie where he worked with Jackie Chan.
Yeah, I think he showed they cross pathways with each other or something.
He does some amazing running sequences where he just climbs the wall or the fence and he squeezes under some crazy things while people were chasing him. But they said that when he came out, he was supposed to be. I think he was the second coming of Jet Li, but his English never really amounted to much.
Right.
But they use him in all these different movies. They made him a cop. They made him different things. Like they've been putting him out there. But if you don't work on that English, it limits your
exposure, your possibilities,
your potential, and not going to offer you as much.
Yeah, in the first Bak movie, man, every stunt he did was without wires. Even the ones where he's running under people's shoulders and and for people who didn't believe what that he did stunts without wires, he would do them in person at the premieres of his shows. Like he would perform some of these crazy stunts that he did in the movies, like in person without wires. Like when he's jumping off people's shoulders, he would have like a crew of like 10 people, and he would run up to them and just run off their shoulders. That's like he did in the movie. Yeah.
You think when he was a kid, he just gathered up his friends. He's like, "You stand here. You stand here. Don't flinch." And they just run across their shoulders.
Jackie Chan ain't got shit on me.
What the hell is this guy doing?
Yeah.
You want to play basketball?
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna show you, Jordan. Well, so let me share something. I meant to share this before. Since I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go back, but I have a list of a bunch of injuries Jackie Chan has obtained going through these movies, and bro, there's a lot. So I'm gonna just talk about some of the ones that I highlighted. All right. Jumping from a hanging chain in Armor of God 2 in 1991, he lost grip of the chain and broke his breastbone. He just fell awkwardly. Bow. Watching that stuff is painful to watch. Crawling over hot coals in The Legend of the Drunken Master in 1994. He injured his eyebrow bone, which almost made him blind in that eye. Right.
Oh, wow.
Now, for that scene where he's going across coals, he's going backwards. I don't know if he got pushed, but he's like crawling backwards. And they said that he did the scene multiple times. He's like, nah, that wasn't good enough. Let's do it again. And he's going across freaking hot coals with his freaking hands. I don't know if they didn't believe in gloves back then, but like he was barehanding that shit, you know.
It's on the scene on the end. They have these bloopers. They show that scene, and it's rough.
It is crazy. Another one. This is insane. This one like really made waves. A building slide. It was a skyscraper slide. In Who Am I in 1998, and he slides down a skyscraper without a harness. So the building is glass and it's like slanted, and he's just going down, and he freaking broke his ankle. Like, you know, there's a point where he's supposed to, like, all his momentum going down, he's supposed to like stop on an edge, right, and balance himself. And think about it, all that momentum, and then your ankle breaking, and then you still freaking being filmed. Insane. Let me see. He dodged a fluttering helicopter.
Blade
propeller?
Blade propeller in Super Cop in 1992, and he ripped his shoulder muscle. Because what ended up happening was he avoided the propeller, but the actual helicopter hit him from behind. It was like a helicopter that was low riding over like and he was hanging. He was on a bus. Some crazy shit. Only him, right? And he's hanging from like a street lamp, and he was using that to kind of avoid it. So they didn't expect it to happen, but the helicopter, the body of the helicopter hit him. So he avoided. He was focused on the propeller and then he was just hanging there, like in pain. And they had to like he couldn't let himself down because he would have hurt himself by falling. So he's hanging there in pain, and someone's like, "Get him in! Someone get him in! And take him down." It's insane, yeah. The clock tower fall in Project A in 1983. He fell from a clock tower to land on awnings, and he did this a few times. And what's crazy is that, bro, he landed on his freaking neck. He landed on his neck. He did 3 takes and almost broke his neck. And then the electrified pole slide in Police Story in 1985. And there's a big ass pole. He's in a mall, right? And I'm going to show you a scene. And it was supposed to be powered by these batteries. So while it's being powered by these batteries, before they start filming, the guy tells him, listen, the batteries won't power the whole thing. So we're going to connect it to the building power. But don't worry, if you get electrocuted, we'll unplug it. That's what they tell, right? It's pretty crazy. So I actually have a scene, right? And I'm just going to show you. It's a long video. I'm just going to show you a certain amount of time of it, right? But you got to love Jackie Chan and the way he speaks, and, you know, he delivers his, you know, he tells his stories. But I'm going to show you an interview that he talks about that. And for those of you out there in the Facebook room, this is going to be exclusive. We're gonna air it on here. More than likely, it's going to be edited out of the YouTube, because YouTube has copyright infringement issues. So this is like a bonus for you guys. So if you're seeing it, you'll be able to see it in here. If you're watching the YouTube video later, you might miss it because it might be edited out. So just so you know, all right. So I'm gonna share my screen, and let's make this happen.
We turn the light. We put the wire. We put the electricity to light up the light. Before I jump, the lighting guy said, sorry, the battery cannot light up the whole thing. We have to use the building battery. I might get shot. But don't worry, we watch you. Anything happen, we shut off the light. You look down, nothing, no Apple box. I just use a small prop car with a million candy to save me landing. That's all. Then then suddenly my stunt guy we're ready. Then he put something in my pocket. Okay. Then he run away. Then I take my pocket. They have something like lucky, Puda things. He know I don't believe these kind of things. Then okay, put it back. I don't have the time to run like 8 feet. I have to standing here like the round pool, no balance. I said, anytime you see I knock my hair, rolling the camera. Then I go up, then I go down. I'm scared. Ordinary people, I'm not a Superman. And somehow I see the drop, the sweat. Then I look at the camera. There's a cameraman up there already 2 hours. I said, okay, take a rest. Get off of your sweat. Then I get over the sweat. Then I go up. Are you okay? Yeah. Then I just do this. One of the stunt guys, rolling. I said, up. Then you just hear 15 camera rolling. 15 camera. I think it's the record at that time. We only have a 400 feet. You're not gonna jump. Gone. 75, 45, 120 normal speed. Wow, the whole entire shopping mall quiet. You only hear is the machine. Then I think I'm gonna die. Yeah, I just boom. I jumped down. And I said, wow, safe landing. I grabbed my stunt guy, do this. Then he said, hey, hold my big blood. I'm gonna die. Don't hit me anymore. Because I'm so exciting. The power. I don't know where the power come from. Then I turn around. I see 600 extra, and I just to the thing. I hit myself. Blues. I just Then I see all my hand, the skin pale. Then 6 o'clock we finish. Then we drinking a beer, celebration. Then I go to Dragon Heart. Get out of the car, sleep, drive to the location. Then Big Brother, we are on the location. I get up, I cannot open the door. My hand just like this. It's over. All the energy are gone. Then I get off the car. The whole body was no more power. I think in that time, in 1 second, I used all my power. Yeah.
Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. Let me close this.
Oh, John Delvin's posted something on the chats.
I think you guys are talking about Arnold, the Rock, Jackie Chan, Jet Li. We're all athletes prior, bodybuilding, wrestling, martial arts, but we're charismatic and likable enough to be film stars instead of just stuntmen. I think the actual trained actors who are doing their own stunts are either adrenaline junkies or batshit crazy. I think exactly that. It's both. It's damn near both, you know? I agreed. Definitely agreed, man.
Especially Tom Cruise. That guy is nuts.
Yes, he is.
He is, man. He is. But, you know, you got to love him, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man, because what you see, you appreciate the effort he puts into it, man. Like I don't know if this is true, but I read somewhere that, you know, even when it comes to running, he hired like a running coach so that his running could look more athletic. You got to appreciate those little things, man.
You do, because some people run really weird, bro.
Yeah.
Like Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Does he run weird?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He's heavy. He runs real heavy.
I think he's not coordinated with the legs or something. I don't know.
The Rock runs really weird too. It's just, you know, they're big guys.
I remember since I grew up playing football, I remember there was this guy who was like real thick, no neck, And then the coach used to get out. I'm like, yo, bro, you don't know how to fucking run. You don't know how to run. Move your arms. Move your arms. So you should just run straight with his arms straight. Like, what are you doing? You run like a zombie.
Shit.
You know, but it actually is a thing, bro. Some people run and walk weird.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely, man.
Definitely, bro. So there was another person that I wanted to mention. There was a scene with Jackie Chan. I have it somewhere in here. He's freaking snowboarding off a mountain to land on a helicopter that's coming up. Like they were like, yeah, we want to use a stunt double. No, I do it. Like, bro, you don't go snow. You know, like, does he do that in China? No. So that means he had to acquire this skill, and he was just like he was like, when they were writing scenes that they could do, you know what? Let me go snowboarding and jump on a moving helicopter. If not, I'm gonna fall to my demise. And he did it, and he's just holding on. And what's funny is that there's a dude on the helicopter that's like this, like trying to catch him, and he's nowhere near him. Like he goes, like when he jumps off the mountain on the snowboard, I guess he felt like he was gonna be closer, and Jackie Chan just went straight to the bottom where the bottom of the helicopter that it lands on, and he just held on to that like, oh, this is crazy.
Hang down for dear life.
God bless him, man. God bless him for being fearless. And what's funny is that you saw in that video I just showed you, he's like, I'm just a normal man. I'm no Superman.
Yeah.
No, bro, you are Superman. I'm sorry.
To me, yeah.
No, he's a humble guy, you know?
There's a lot of scenes on the movie Rumble in the Bronx.
Oh yeah, he broke his foot and then wore like a
rubber foot.
Foot that had the same print from his other shoe. Like so it look like a shoe. He had his foot in the cast, bro.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Rumble in the Bronx is epic, yo. It is.
That's just crazy. How do you get hurt and still perform, man? A lot of actors do that. Like Leonardo DiCaprio broke his hand in that movie with the Django, right? If that was me, like, ow, cut, and cut. How do you have that? Yeah, how do you have the mental fortitude to take that kind of bruising and still stay in character? Yeah, psycho, just like it's fucking crazy.
You gotta love it. You gotta have a heart for it.
Bro, you're a tough guy. I remember I was in the gym and I was talking to my brother and I was pulling off the 45 and I forgot about the 35 that was right on top of it. Ooh. So the 35 landed dead on my big toe, hardcore, right? Not on the nail, straight on the toe itself where it could have been broken. And I didn't yell. I sat down and just like, and he goes, yo, are you okay? Yo, you're right. You're not saying anything. And I was like, give me a minute. Give me a minute. Like I was screaming on the inside, but I can imagine how they go through stuff like that where they're just holding it in, you know? They broke their hand, they dislocated their finger, and they just still, it's all about the shot, you know? Here's a little question for you guys. Abby, what would you do? Would you go skydiving?
Oh, I want that. I want to do that.
You would? So you're open to it? Motorcycle stuff, would you be willing to do that?
Motorcycle, yeah.
Yeah. So what would you not do?
I'm gonna confess to you guys, but I don't know how to swim.
Oh wow!
So are you scared of water, or you just gotta feel like you gotta learn?
I don't know. I feel kind of I don't
discouraged.
I'm not scared, but I don't trust the water. I don't trust me in the water.
Okay. So no water stunts for you.
No water stuff for me. No, I'm good.
How about you, Rick? What would you do and not do? Would you go skydiving? Would you do motorcycle stuff?
I'll do everything except bungee jumping.
But bro, jumping out of a plane, but you won't bungee jump?
It sounds crazy, right? I know. I've had this conversation with myself. How come you would jump out of a plane but not bungee jump, right? It's weird. I don't know. If you jump out of a plane, you commit, you're done. You can't change your mind, right? When you bungee jump, you might fuck up on the way down. And then you double down because you might fuck up on the way up also.
How do you mess up bungee jumping? You just jump. And the rest of everything is the rubber band. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta trust the rubber band.
But you don't do anything. They tell you to go like this. They tell you to go like this because they don't want you to freaking slap yourself in the face while you're getting flung or something like that. But otherwise, it's just like, I think you're scared altogether because you could say
Call it what you want.
I would go skydiving, but I wouldn't do. If you can't do one, you can't do both.
You know what we should do. You know what we should do? You should go first on the slingshot. You know that when you sit down,
I can't do it.
Why not?
I cannot do it.
That's a seat.
I'll be very honest with you. Certain things scare the hell out of me. Heights do that for me, but I go on roller coasters. I have gone skydiving. I have pictures to prove it.
Oh yeah.
It was amazing. It was terrifying when they open the damn door and the wind hits you in the face, and you're like, "Oh shit, this shit is real."
Yeah.
You know. But what's funny is that I look at that slingshot in Coney Island. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
It's not just me.
Yeah. Why?
Because I don't trust Coney Island, right? I'm like, yo, these people are broke as hell. They put tape and glue on this shit to make it work. But I don't know. Honestly, if I really had to go on it, if it was for a reason, I would do it. But I would really have to hype myself up because I'll be honest.
You should do it together.
Listen,
you should do. Yeah. You can hold on and everything.
If we can get the fans to universally just all give us their support and tell us that they would to do it, I'll do it. But since nobody's on right now, it doesn't matter, right?
Oh wow, that's bad.
But I'll tell you this: I've gone to Great Adventure many times in my life, right? And I get nervous every time I go on certain roller coasters, but I do it.
Really?
So a little while ago, I went with some people from the job, right? Steven Sanchez, right? And I ain't gonna lie, like as I was standing on the line, I was thinking of reasons of not to do it, but I was still on that line. I wasn't gonna punk out, right? But I was looking just at the incline of that first freaking
nitro.
Right? It was the nitro, and like there was a point where like we're all talking and shooting the breeze and everything, and they were like, "Serge, what do you think about this?" And I was just watching it, like I was just watching it, and I was thinking, like, if I get stuck up there, can I make it down? It's not about going through the whole. I'll go through it. It's about the fear of getting stuck up there, bro. It's terrifying. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I can coach myself up to it, but nonetheless, I am not an action star, so it doesn't matter.
Roller coasters don't do it for me no more.
Do you go on them? Would you go on them?
Absolutely. Without hesitation. They do nothing for me no more.
You lie.
Really?
Okay, whatever.
I kid you not. Yeah. Oh my God. The only thing that does do something for me is they don't have it anymore, but it was like an elevator drop. Yeah, the free fall.
The free fall.
Bro,
I never get over it.
I had a kid that was freaking, I didn't even know. I was like, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, I'm good. He seemed like a real cool kid. And then once we got up there, the dude panicked and grabbed me. And I was terrified because we didn't fall yet. And I was scared he was going to like rip off my nipple or something like that. Yeah, so I was just like, get off me, get off me, get off me. And he wouldn't let go. And then, but once he dropped, he just held onto his harness. But yeah.
At least it was your nipple. Could have been something else.
I kept my nipple. Yeah. He
wasn't a short guy.
He would have needed longer arms. But,
you know what I like? I went to this water park, and they have this big ass like slide.
Yeah.
But it's those the ones that you get in a capsule. Like you stand like this, and then they open up the floor.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'll be real with you. I've jumped out of a plane. I've gone on many roller coasters, King to Kyle types of thing, Nitro. But that scares me more than anything. Those water rides.
Yeah.
It's the act of. I think to myself, I'm a big dude. You know, all those test runs were smaller people, and I don't think it really accounts for someone this size. So I've gone down it before, and I've literally felt myself lift up off of it. So I'm told to go like this, and now I'm just like trying to grab onto the slide, but going nitro speed it's not a good feeling. So I'll admit that, yeah, I'll punk out in a water park.
No, I went to that one. It was scary because there was a lot of stairs, and you go up and you go up and you go up. It was like, when does it end? And then a little kid went past me. I was like, wait up, this dude's gonna do it? I mean,
I think they pay this kid because I think always in those situations, you'll see this little poopsie kid. Yo, this is what you can do it. I can do it. Meanwhile,
and he's happy about it.
He probably works for the place, and then they pay him to so people don't punk out. But one of my fears is when I'm going up there, and I literally feel the wind moving it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fucks with me, bro. It really messes with me.
Start wondering about structural integrity, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, man. I mean, back to the topic. It's pretty cool to watch all these action movies and watch these guys, especially Keanu Reeves with his dedication to learning so that you make things look real. Sylvester Stallone truly committing, telling people to punch me hard, man, punch me real. I want to feel it, and it's gonna relay well on film. And these guys put their body on the line to give a good show. So it's kind of like wrestlers, man. These wrestlers are selling out their bodies. A lot of people don't realize it. You are killing your body for your career, for entertainment.
Yep.
Another good one is Matt Damon. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, Matt Damon. That movie that I don't remember the name, but he was stuck on the moon or something, or on space.
Oh yeah.
And he got skinny, and they did that movie like for real. He got really skinny. He got dehydrated and everything, and that's
dedication. Yeah.
They said Christian Bale is
Christian Bale.
Yo, he did it. He's what kind of where you really get into the
method actor.
He's a method actor. He's lost a shitload of weight. To
the Machinist.
For the Machinist, and then the next movie he was in the Batman, and he was beefing up like crazy, looking like a maniac, and he was doing his fights, and he's dedicated to his craft, man. I love it. I only wish I could see this person, watching films and stuff like that. That stuff would be amazing. Yeah. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah, man.
So I guess that's anything else you want to add before we wrap this up?
I think that's pretty much it, man. We covered all the basics when it comes to some of the greatest stuntmen in the business right now. You got your Tom Cruises, your Jackie Chans. Jackie Chan doesn't really do stunt movies anymore, though.
Listen, he's earned his right to take it easy, but
he wants to do romance novels and shit.
If you think about it, he's gonna do another
Rush Hour.
Yeah. So, are you looking forward to that?
I'll always enjoy a good action comedy.
Yeah, I mean, listen, is it going to be put together with any of his masterpieces of martial arts? No, but that movie entertained a lot of people. It's funny. Hopefully, they have a good storyline. And listen, he can sell tickets, man. Jackie Chan's an amazing guy. He's a funny guy. Just look at the way he was telling that story in that interview that I put on. Like, just listening to them put words together, it just makes me laugh. It makes me smile. I'm like, why am I smiling? This is not a comedy. He's talking about something terrifying to me. I thought it was so funny when he was like balancing himself on the pole. Like who does that? What is he, a squirrel? Right? He's up there, he's holding it, right? And then when the guy thought he said action, and then he started action, and then he just screamed to psych himself up.
Yeah.
He that wasn't part of the movie. That was just him terrified. Like, I'll do it. It was a maniac, bro. Landing on his back. Jumping through glass. That I remember there was one of them when he jumped through a glass, but he jumped through the wrong window, and it was a real window, and he freaking came through. He sold it. He flipped. He landed, and then you see the behind the scenes where he's just like being carried. He has blood in his head and his hands and everything. And this is what he does, man. He's a maniac. So hey, Abby, thank you for joining us, man. Thank you, everybody.
No problem. Appreciate everybody.
Thank you for the suggestion. We love that you're interactive in our room. We love all the fans and all the positive feedback, man. Thank you, guys. Anything else you want to add, Rick, before we close out?
Now, somebody threw a comment in there. I just want to address it real quick.
Charlize Theron?
Yeah.
I don't know if Hardy or Charlize did their stunts, but Fury Road was amazing stunt work. I haven't seen that.
Fury Road.
No,
I know the movie, but I don't know if
I'm gonna look that up because
it
doesn't ring any bells for me.
No, but Fury Road is. I'm thinking Mad Max.
Mad Max. Okay, yeah.
Mad Max. Yeah.
Yeah. I seen that. Yeah. I heard that she did a lot of her stuff. She's definitely a woman that you expect to be prissy, but she's all about action and she dedicates herself. She really proved herself to me in the movie Monster. In the movie Monster, she got ugly as hell, and she played that movie because it was based on a true story.
She did a more recent movie that was really stunt heavy. She did a lot of her own
Old
stunts.
Guard.
Oh yeah,
yes, the Old Guard. Yes,
that's a good movie.
I didn't get a chance to see it. I heard great things
It's
about
good.
it.
It's still on Netflix, I think.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
It's on my list, man. I got such a long stuff of stuff to catch up to. But yeah, I heard great things about it. And when people keep on telling you about it, you know,
you gotta make that time, bro. I still owe John a review for Ex Machina. It's coming. I gotta do the review for Legends of the Fall. It's coming. I'll continue taking those requests because I enjoy watching movies that I haven't seen yet and reviewing them. That's another segment that we're gonna be doing that I definitely looking forward to.
And also stay tuned, guys. Pretty soon we're going to be also including, since you guys asked as well, we're gonna do reviews on some series. So there's so many out there. So I put my man Rick onto a show called The Outsider.
Yeah.
So you know he's taking his time watching that. You know it's a really good show. It's a really good show, and it's based on a Stephen King novel. And they actually when the show ends. I'm not going to give you a spoiler, but when the show ends is actually when the book ends. But it did so well that Stephen King said, "Hey, we're going to have a season 2. We got to have a season 2." So the only thing that's slowing things up is COVID and filming. But once we get a date, we'll definitely let you know, and we'll try to time that show around the time when the second season is going to come out. You know, but if you haven't seen that show, really good show. What'd you think about the first episode?
I enjoyed it.
Pretty good stuff. Very, very like you're really just trying to figure out stuff. You know,
and any series that has you asking questions at the end of each show is always good because it keeps you coming back for more. I haven't gotten back to it because my wife is watching Schitt's Creek right now.
Julia loves that show, but I don't see why Julia likes that show like that. But
it's funny.
It's a guilty pleasure, you know.
Yeah, I forgot to give Tom Holland his due also because Tom Holland does a lot of his own stunts, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's been doing gymnastics for a lot of his time, and it's only recently that I saw him in. It's a really old movie. My wife put it on. We started watching it. It's from the same guy who directed that show. The show you just told me, The Outsiders.
Mm-hmm. The Outsiders.
Jason Bateman, I think his name is.
Jason Bateman. Yeah,
I'll tell you right. Let me just look this up real quick. It's the movie about the big hurricane in fuck. What the hell was it? Shit. It's about the disaster in Thailand or something like that. I forgot what it was. What was that big storm that hit?
I've seen that. Yeah, I don't remember the name of it.
Well, Tom Holland's in that movie as a young kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know it was him. I recognized him like after we was watching. I was like, oh shit! I'm telling my wife that's Tom Holland, right? So we watched the movie. Then I'm seeing him like there's a short scene. It's a bullshit means nothing scene. And the Impossible. No, is it the Impossible?
Look it up.
I guess so. Yeah, the Impossible. Well, there's a short scene that has nothing to do with the movie. It's just a fluff scene, and he's on the beach with his dad, and he's doing like cartwheels and backflips. I was like, oh shit, this kid's been doing this for a hot minute. So he was perfect for Spider-Man.
A 2012 film.
Yeah, it's about the tsunami.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, he was in there. Tom Holland was in there.
Yeah, he was young, real young.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that scene you're talking about.
No, it was a bullshit scene. It's a fluff scene. It's just they just panning back and forth. He's spending time on the beach with his dad, and it's like a half a second. He does a cartwheel into a no hands backflip. I was like, oh shit, fucking Tom Holland doing this shit from way back when. So yeah, he definitely does a lot of his own stunts.
Okay, cool. I'll check it out. I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Well, thank you for everything. Always remember, love what you do.
And do what you love, man.
Peace out, y'all. Until next episode.
All right.
Peace.